I'm Josh.
I'm Zay.
And you're watching Real Reality Vidzz. We back at it with another banger, man. We got a special guest with us today, Coach Scoop from Burner. We're going to let him introduce himself and we'll get this thing rolling.
Martell's Carter, known as Coach Scoop.
Yes, so we're going to go ahead and get started. What was your thoughts on the Tennessee versus Bama game?
Man, I'm going to be real with you. I thought Bama was going to pull it out. You know what I mean? I thought Nick Saban, it's hard to beat him. He's got a well coach, situational, but Tennessee proved that they've been working and they pulled it out.
Yes, sir.
So you think they deserve that win, the loss?
Yeah, you could have went either way. You know what I mean? I'm not one. Referees gonna give bad calls, situation. You gotta learn how to fight through it. It ain't no different than life.
How you see the SEC championship going?
I can't tell you, man. I've been too busy getting my butt kicked.
By SEC championship. That's understandable. All right, we're gonna change the floor up a little bit. So knowing that you was a college athlete, how was life like as a college athlete?
I mean, it was wonderful. I personally couldn't see being a regular student.
Yeah.
People that go to school and they're just a regular student, I couldn't identify with it. I wouldn't have been able to wake up and just go to class.
Yeah, it's a grind though, most definitely. Like, you know what I'm saying, the early mornings, the late nights. Yeah, it's definitely a grind.
Yeah, that's a committable thing. Anybody can be a college athlete.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah, how did the connections with many college coaches start for you?
Man, I've coached and been around great players. So I started off, when I finished, I played. So a lot of guys that I played with coach college.
Okay.
My coaching career has led me from Kentucky to Atlanta, back to Kentucky, to Chattanooga. So hot that way of knowing it. Any kid that's ever played for me, from Darius Chalk, Brainerd area, all those guys had a chance to go next level.
Yeah.
From Mike Bowman when I was at Ridgeland. So I've been a big thing about any kid that plays for me getting to the next level. And that's whatever it is. That's whether you're like Shelby or Barber.
Yeah.
I believe in finding what my kids want to do next and helping them get there. Recently, the hype has came from Terry Matthews, the founder of the Wolfpack, sending my son Martell's in the 7th grade with him. And never really liking 7-on-7 because I'm a defensive coordinator. Ain't no hitting, ain't no pressure. So he had Kelvin Young, which is y'all defensive back coach, with him, and then he also had Dedrick Mackett at the time, who's Howard's head coach. And those are my frat brothers, really good guys. And I pulled up talking trash to him and was like, shit, Fat Dad'll lock anybody down. Who is this guy? Like, what?
I've been hearing you say that for a long time.
Any of you down. Yeah. And so he went out there and he did that until McGoy showed him that 5.2 speed you got can't cover him.
Yeah.
But the dog in him, he kept going. So Terry was awesome. He kept letting us come back. And it was a good grind. So I always kept Martell's kind of like sealed off grinding with certain people.
Yeah.
So we got a call one day. And Terry was like, hey, man, can he play with us? And I'm like, should he practice? Yeah, y'all let me practice. So we go. And that was, 3 years ago, because Martell's a sophomore now.
Yeah.
So do you believe like 7-on-7 help develop athletes?
It's a proven fact.
Oh.
It's a proven fact. You got the experience when you say you're a better quarterback through what you just experienced this offseason.
Yeah, I could say like going through progression and reads, but like not really having that much pocket presence is a lot different than, in the game, not as much contact. Sometimes you can take it and extend plays. Yeah. But 7-on-7 is definitely a factor that for development.
Well, I'm gonna tell you from watching you practice, then coaching and scheming against you, your release is a lot faster. And I would say that's accredited too in 7-on-7 because what did we tell you during practice? Josh, we know where you're going. They used to bait you. You don't let people bait you now. You know what I mean? You're the baiter. You look things off. Yeah. So I've seen it in you just over a season, just the progressions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree. Yes. So knowing that you're the head coach of Burner, what is like being the head coach and having your son play for you?
Man, it is the most amazing feeling in the world. I've coached at Brainerd on 3 stints. I've watched great guys like Taurus Ward come through there and put their touch on it and take it up. And I was with Coach Gwynn. So to finally come home to where, let's just be honest, Brainerd is the neglected school when it comes to football. You're going to get handpicked. And I'm part of the problem. you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're in my house right now. I live right by Brandon, but my son was at CCS in McCollum. So I'm part of the problem. So to bring the resources back, to let our kids know that, hey, you can be right at Brandon, and Tennessee gonna walk through the door,
Yes, sir.
and Ole Miss gonna walk through the door, and we're gonna feed you, we're gonna love you, we're gonna academically make sure you're okay. It's amazing for me. You know what I mean? So it's to see him on the sideline. It's a wonderful thing.
All right, so you finna say something?
Nah.
I was gonna say, what's in store for the Brandon organization and football team in the next few years?
Same thing make you laugh, gonna make you cry. Same thing make you laugh, gonna make you cry. Think about it. You know, if you're a football player, you guys are amazing. Y'all are seniors, just 23 of y'all, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I predicted for y'all to win state before season started.
Yeah.
23 guys. I've watched you work with Jay. I've seen you. You know what I mean? I've seen you guys engulf the process and love it. Now the fact y'all so tough, I tried to get Kelvin Young to come back home with me. That's my little brother. He wouldn't even leave.
Yeah, he brought it. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So I knew that y'all were going to be special. But Brandon has 15 sophomores that have been written off, call us the misfits, that ain't played since Archonal. So when you're watching us, there's no one but 3 kids that bench over 200 pounds. So when we're in the game, we're doing it off just physical who we are. We haven't been molded. We've got Donnell Dunny, man, the greatest human performance guy in the world. So our kids, if they engulf the process, they're going to get that, right? So that's the thing.
Yeah, so that definitely mean over the next couple of years y'all be great school, great more development. You just said y'all need more time, you feel me, develop more things.
Well, we need a true off season.
Oh,
Right?
okay, yeah.
Football is not won during football season. It's won. What did you do after the season to progress yourself and make you better? Our kids haven't even watched film.
Yeah.
So as you guys are watching your huddle and throwing up your highlights right then after the game, my kids don't watch huddle. They don't watch football. That is something that they got to learn to do and be programmed to do. I wouldn't change them for nobody in the world. Now don't get me wrong. We got some great kids. We got kids that are going to be super special. We got some special ones now. But we're young. We only have 5 seniors.
Yeah.
You know, so
And yeah, that was kind of similar to what Tyner was last year. We didn't have an off season. We didn't have like no weights for real, and we only had like 6 seniors. So we really didn't know what we was doing. We was new to the system, and I think that off season created a big difference between this year. So
we started working out like that Monday after we had lost the first round of the playoffs. So we've been grinding in the winter, spring, and the summertime.
hey man, y'all are physical, y'all are fast, y'all play together. And I mean, as long as y'all keep that up, I mean, my biggest thing for y'all is what's going to happen when the team has the ability of y'all and hit y'all in the mouth. I want to see what you do when Big Eli Owens over there. Who's going to block him? You know what I mean? And he's got his merry men. So depending on what I see then, I'll know exactly what's coming from y'all. But I think y'all going to be able to weather it.
Oh yeah. You think y'all be a state contender pretty soon?
No doubt about it. There's nothing that I've ever put my hands on that ain't been great. That's the confidence coming out, right?
Yeah.
But you know, because you've been in the same thing.
Yeah.
Cream of the crop. Like, you know, you asked about the connections. You wasn't one of the ones that went. Did you go to Michigan when we went to Michigan?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, so it's our also teaming up with NPA, right? You know, that's why you got now formed. You got the Wolf Pack, that's Coach Terry, and you've got NPA Pack, which is Coach Mosby. It's a vessel of great men. Coach Dro, of course, Caitlin Stewart. Can't do it without, you know, Coach Penny in Knoxville, along with, you know, we've calamity. We actually call ourselves Death Row, you know, get down and lay down. And so when we're coming through with those kids, all of our kids have that mentality, you know. So from the top kid in the state, Boo Carter, and to me, the top underclassmen, because you give me who they say the number 1 2025 is, and I'll pull up with Martell's Carter, and I guarantee you they're not getting off the line. And if you've been around him, would you attest that it's not that same as who he gave up? So I think we have those kind of kids. Marcus Gorey, we have, you know, Jay Allen. All the guys that are on that NPA Pack team are just deadly, and they all feed off one another and have the same attitude. So if you've seen what that transformed to, those same vessels that are touching the NPA Pack are the same vessels that's touching what? Brainerd High School,
Yeah.
with the addition of a Sandy Simpson, who's been there for 5 years. I think we've got the greatest administrator in Dr. Sherrills, who has school pride. With our athletic director, LeVar Brown, does whatever we need to do. So Brainerd High School will not be the Brainerd High School of old. It will be the Brainerd High School of new. We already have a nutrition program where our kids are eating every day. So we don't have to worry about the ramen noodles and the sodium. We've got Chef Brown that prepares them chicken, rice. She just does a wonderful job of nurturing our kids. So an off season from now, you're going to see a Jayon Smith who hasn't played since 8th grade, which now we're 3 and 5. So he has 8 high school games, and he's been in the heat of it.
Yeah.
There was no JV, there was no freshman. It was straight to the grind. Well, you take your lumps, it's guaranteed to pay off. T. Lee is probably leading the city in interceptions with 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't think there is a harder hitter than Martellus Carter rolling down, destroying you. So we're going to be very, very, very good. To the point that we'll be the Miami Central of Chattanooga.
Okay, I give you that. Miami Central, yeah.
So
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's straight business. All right, so switching it up to the floor a little bit, what is it like seeing Chattanooga exposure gain over the couple of days?
Man, it is amazing. Chattanooga has always been great.
Yeah.
You got Tony Brown. You know what I'm saying? You got, so to see it go is to see, that's the sweat off their back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The greatest thing that we've done now in Chattanooga with social media, and I think us as young black men or older black, coming together, working for it. So your coach is awesome. He didn't tell you, Coach Scoop is the coach over there now, so you can't go over there and you can't participate. You know what I mean? We've got Cleveland, we've got Bradley, we've got Meigs, we've got Tyner, we've got CCX, we've got Brainerd, we've got Boyd. You've got all of us together getting the same training, grinding with the same work.
Yeah.
So that's why we have jumped on like that. But there's man, Ryan Rivers, Dooley Swafford. Chattanooga has always been great in talent. What we're doing now is we're all together. I don't think those guys at collective schools, at least now I'm 45, ever got together and all got together on Sunday like we do in the cold and grind and put it to the test. You know what I mean?
Really competing.
They're really competing Central. Speaking of that, starting in November, the NPA Pack has free run Sundays.
Okay.
So open run Sundays, as if you did in the court.
Yeah.
So we'll get together, do footwork together. We'll either be at Boyd or Brainerd, of course. And you're going to get to, how do you know you're the best if you don't go grind against the best? There's a reason why when we go to a Vols camp or we go up to, to Detroit, why we dominate. Because iron sharpens iron. And so you're seeing that all through training session. It just makes you great.
Yes, sir. So, how important is family to you?
It is the best. Y'all seen it when y'all destroyed us.
Yeah.
You saw my grandbaby on the field. You saw guys like Talaja Witt that played on there. Like we're not a football team. We're a family. Yeah. And any kid I've ever coached, a young man, they're on the sidelines with me. If you played for me, then you're there because you're my family. And that's what's going to make us different, So, just think about it. If you weren't where you were, you would want to be with me, both of you.
Yeah.
Because that's the persona of what it is. You know that I'm going to go to bat for you no matter what. So how could you not want to play for me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How could you not?
Yes, sir. So, any closing remarks before we,
Now, I wish you the best. I think this is amazing what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
And anything I can help you do, I will. Enjoy it. Thank y'all for having me on.
Appreciate it. Shout out to the socials.
Hey man, NPA Pack.
Yeah, you can get them up on Facebook at Scoop Detour.
No, hit the NPA Pack on Facebook. We real
Okay.
business, man.
NPA Pack.
Just slide that in. The NPA Pack is different from Coach Scoop.
Okay.
Don't hit me at Coach Scoop.
Okay.
Coach Scoop is the family man. You might get the owner and nephews at Coach Scoop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might get a mattress.
Hey, chill out.
Alright, so NPA Pack on all platforms.
Guarantee. You know what I'm saying? Get down and lay down.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you go get my Twitter, ZayHoberWin. Instagram, ZayHober_win.
My Twitter, Joshua_JJ9. Instagram _ Josh9. Y'all go like and subscribe to the video. Thanks for watching. We got more content dropping soon.
Yeah, we appreciate you for coming. Appreciate you for hospitality, bringing it to your home. It's a great conversation.
Right.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
All right, what's that camera name, Phil?
You know, wait on the whole time.